Hey mathematicians, you're here. It's part 4, partitioning fractions and equivalent fractions. Make sure you are putting this in your Hot Topics folder. That's going to be essential, and you are going to go ahead and get started. So this is going to be starting out, going to take just a little bit of practice. So here it says create a fraction to represent 3/5. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. So in order to create a fraction, you're going to go up to Insert, and when you go up to Insert, there is a table option. Now when you're thinking, okay, how many boxes do I need? You're always going to do one that stay in the top row. You don't want to go down at all, because then that's going to make a big fraction. Okay, you're going to create one fraction bar here, and our denominator 5 is going to tell us how many boxes we need. So we need to make a table that is 5 times 1, 5 by 1. So when you click that, it's going to come up with our table. So 5, remember, is how many parts there are to the whole. So our denominator, in this case 5, says this fraction bar should have 5 boxes within it. So as I look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts equal 1 whole. But my numerator says I only shade in 3, or I only have 3 of those. So I'm going to go ahead and shade in. So I'm going to click and drag. If you don't have your crayon, then you're going to need to click the box, go up to the bucket, and then color it in individually. Or you could drag them, and you could click the bucket and then shade them in. So I am shading in 3 because my numerator says I have 3 shaded, and 5 is however many total boxes I have. So when I go down here to the next one, 2/8, create a fraction that represents 2/8. I'm going to go down to Insert, all the way down to Table, and create a fraction bar that has 8 boxes. And then my numerator will tell me how many to shade in. As you're creating these fractions, you're going to notice that it switches in the middle to equivalent fractions. So here, I have the equivalent fraction. I have a fraction on top here, 3/4. Okay, so I have 3/4. I need to, underneath it, create a fraction, shade in some boxes so that these fractions will be the same. So I'm going to shade in enough so that these basically match. So when I shade these in, I'm going to shade it in red, I notice that they are the same size. So these fractions are equivalent. These fractions are equivalent. So this top one is 4 boxes total, so 4 pieces equal 1 whole, and I have shaded in 3 of them. The second fraction, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total boxes. So I have 8 pieces that equal 1 whole, and I have shaded in 6 of them. So I'm saying that 3/4 is an equivalent fraction to 6/8. So you're going to go through and you're going to look at the top fraction, and you're going to decide, okay, what would my denominator be? How many pieces does it take to equal 1 whole? And type that in where it has the denominator. And then how many are shaded? That will be your numerator. Then the second part is you're going to find an equivalent fraction, so you're going to shade in some number of boxes to make these fractions look the same size so that they are equivalent. All right? So once you get done, you're going to head on back and you are finished with this rotation.